Start the morning with a morning stretch. Good morning. Sup, it's me. I wanted to make a video, so that's what I'm doing. Trying not to get anxious, but when am I not? So I wanted to do another seed series today, and I honestly think that this video is really needed. Not only for kind of a reminder for myself, but I also think that there are a lot of people out there who might need to just be tapped on the shoulder and, like I said, reminded of something that we kind of already knew. Today, I decided that our next seed is going to be about the power of action. Now, I've done like the power of the seed, the power of feelings and desires. What else have we done? So we've covered the redigging of the garden, all right? Now we know how to put our emotions in the right place and our feelings in the right place to allow those flowers to grow. But okay, now the flowers have grown, so now what? Let's take action. All right. I want to start off with like a little story, and I'm sure you guys have heard this story or some aspect of it, but it's basically, it goes like this. So there's a man, and he is struggling, right? Everybody's getting ready for the big flood that's coming, okay? There's a huge storm, a tsunami, a hurricane, whatever you want to call it. And everybody's packing up, getting ready. And he is wanting to stick out through the storm because in his mind, he's like, why would I need to up and leave my ground? God will save me, you know, the universe will save me, the source will save me, essence will save me, like whatever. Something out there is looking out for me, right? Because that's what we expect. We'll expect that. Like, we're here, right? So we expect to have some sort of protection. I mean, we assume that. So anyway, this man is sitting there. He's out on his back porch, right? We'll say his front porch. He's out on his front porch, and everybody else is packing all of their stuff up. All of it. His neighbor walks over, and he's like, yo, dude, you want to hop in our truck? Like, we're about to head over, you know? We're going to try and make it all the way up to Maine, and say they're in, like, California or whatever. They're road tripping all the way across the country, and there's an extra spot in the back. So the neighbor was like, yo, come on, get in the back. Like, I'm not going to let you stay. You know, old man is like, hell nah. Like, this is my home. I'm going to sit posted right here, watch this shit pass. God's got my back, and I'll see you when you come back. Like, leave your home, leave your belongings, like, go have fun on the road. And the neighbor's kind of like, all right, dude, we've always known you were kind of a hardhead about your little house and your little lawn and keeping everything particular, but we didn't know you'd really be this deep with it. And he's like, ah, nah, whatever, Nelson, get going. So he's like, all right, whatever. So then the rain starts coming, and it's coming down pretty hard. And he's just, you know, watching everybody leave. So next thing you know, there's a little safety patrol crew that's going around handing out flashlights and life jackets and everything to the people who are stubborn enough to stick and try to wade out through the eye of the storm or whatever, you know. So they pull up to his front house, and they're just like, hey, you know, sir, why don't we give you this little survival kit? It's kind of got like a first aid. It's got all your essentials. It's even got an emergency phone that you can dial for us. It won't lose service. It's waterproof. Like, it's like one of the little jitterbug phones. And so, you know, they're giving it out, like they're giving it to you, and you know him. He's sitting there with his knees crossed. It's raining, but he's still trying to read the newspaper. He's got water all over his glasses, little driplets, the condensation from the heat on his face, like it's all fogged. He's just sitting there still having a jolly old time. And these officers, they're younger. One's a young firefighter, and then they have a few volunteer guys, but all of them are just looking at this guy like he's dimwit, and yo, the lights are on inside, but there's nothing on in your head. Like, yo, we get that your house is important and that, you know, your pride is important too, but sometimes, you know, you gotta just take what's given and, you know, do something about it. Nah, dude, I'm good. I don't want your backpack. I don't want your stupid phone. Like, it's probably, you probably wouldn't even be able to hear me with the winds if I even tried to call. And how are you gonna come and help me? We're in the middle of a hurricane. What? How are you gonna help me? These guys nod their head and they're like, all right, you know, we'll try and come by again, because you know that's what they do. They try to go around. They got lifeboats, they got whatever they need. So, oh man, he's still out on his porch, and it's starting to get bad. Like, it's starting to get bad. It's bad. And he's still looking up at the sky, and he's like, yo, I know that you've got me, because I got you. You know, he's like, say he's lived his whole life faithful. He's always done what he needs to do. He gets his tasks done. He's a hard-working man, and that's why he's so set with just remaining calm and doing what he's doing. He's like, yo, I'm gonna let, life isn't ours to control, right? So he's like, I'm not gonna control the situation. I'm gonna sit here, sit back, let the universe protect me, and I'm Gucci. So then all of a sudden, he starts hearing a really, 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 really loud noise, and he looks up, and it's a helicopter. And there's a spotlight on him, and on the microphone, it's telling him, it's throwing down a ladder. Like, you guys, it's getting bad out. Like, it's bad. It's a hurricane, obviously, but it's not just some little rain, oh, flood warning. It's getting bad. He's had to take his little newspaper retreat inside off of his porch because his porch is basically collapsing and withering and rotting away. But anyway, the ladder drops down and the flashlight comes, the spotlight, it's not even a flashlight, the spotlight comes down. And he hears over the microphone, come on, dude, like, you're the last one out here. Like, come on, we've got you, like, we've got you. And he literally, Gucci, like, he's Gucci, Prada, he's good. He's like, nada. And he goes back into his house, like, he's okay. He gives him a little thumbs up, I'm A-okay, like, go save somebody else who needs some saving because I don't need saving. And then all of a sudden the hurricane hits him and he's dead, right? And he dies and he goes to whatever heaven is, wherever he is, and he meets God. And he's like pissed as hell. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what the heck? Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. But he's just like, what the heck, dude? I did everything. I lived a hard life. I was faithful to you. I was faithful to myself. I was faithful to my wife before she passed away. I raised my kids. They're up and grown. I have beautiful grandkids. I sit at home. I'm retired. I help the needy. I collect cans and I go process at this recycling plant and I give some coins to some people that I see that need some help. Like, I'm a good man. I stuck through like I was strong. You were supposed to have my back. And he's like, yo, what the hell I did? Your neighbor came over and before the rain even came, he asked you to get in the back seat. Then what happened after that? I had 5 young men come up to your door and they handed you everything that you needed just so you could be secure and take action by yourself because you didn't want to hop on the boat. Sorry, not boat, but like you didn't want to hop in the van with the other family because that's dimming your light or something, that's making you less of a man. And then the guy's kind of sitting there like, shit, I do remember that. And then he goes, and last but not least, I gave you a damn helicopter. Like, I sent the help to you. You were asking me to protect you so freaking much. Yet I was. Yet you were so stubborn, closed-minded, and just wanting to do things your own way, take control, but yet saying you have no control over the situation, and you didn't take any action. You literally sat there and waited for me to do everything for you when I already did. You just weren't looking at it. So the guy's like, oh shit, yeah, and then he wakes up as a baby and he has to go through it all over again because he didn't learn what he needed to learn. So anyway, I'm sorry if you guys have heard that story and it literally took me way too long to explain that story, but you see what I'm saying? You can't rely on this world that we're living in to just do shit for you and you not take any action or initiative to yourself, because a lot of the time this universe is throwing so many helping hands at you that you probably just feel like you're getting slapped in the face when really you just gotta peel the little fingers off and realize like, yo, you're here to help me. Like, we are one. Oh my God, like... So anyway, that's what a lot of us are doing. We are literally kicking back, sitting here, waiting for the universe, for God, for the spirits of our deceased ancestors, like for something, some external source to literally like help us. We're waiting for somebody else to give us motivation, for happiness, for a check, for a job. Like, we are waiting for the universe to do shit for us, and then when it's handed to us, then maybe we're gonna take a responsibility and start doing things on our own. You know what I mean? One thing real quick, I've really been trying to think, I haven't been doing this because I haven't made a lot of talking videos, but I've been thinking about being a lot less emotional based in my videos because I feel like that will like skewer my message and like, I don't know, I don't want my emotions to then even affect my message and my thoughts of what I'm thinking, and I get like, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm gonna calm it down a little bit. I'm gonna calm it down. I have a Chinese proverb written down that I would like to share. A man grows most tired by standing still. I don't know if y'all have ever realized this, but do you ever have a day off? Like, okay, so here's an example. A prime example. Okay, I took the action to get up and go get a job. Okay, yeah, cool, YouTube life is awesome. Is it cut in it? No, it's not. It's really not. And I don't know, I fell into a weird state of mind. Anyway, so I took the action and I went out and I got myself a job. Now I could have sat and I could have been like, damn, universe, when are you gonna pay me? I'm out here trying to help all these people. I don't even put ads on my videos. If I do, it's not even me. Like, When are you gonna help me out? When are you gonna actually give me a check that can actually help me support my house so I don't lose my house? I'm literally over here waiting, thinking something's gonna come and save me when I have 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 eyes, a mouth, like, and a decent brain. I can take action and like go do something by myself instead of sitting and waiting. Like, okay, get this. Say I sat and I waited. Maybe 4 months down the road, I'm gonna get an email that's a nice job offering or a nice little sponsorship or just something, a brand deal that's long term, you know, something where, yo, every month, let us help you out, Yeah, I could wait 4 months, or I could literally pack my bag, go get in my car, go find myself a job, get a job by tomorrow, and then in those 4 months, I'm already stacking up, you know? And no, money does not matter, but you get what I'm saying? It's like, I could either take the action to go start doing something that will then benefit me in multiple aspects. It will help my free will. It will help myself financially. It'll help myself physically because I'm actually up and doing something. I'm not just sitting here growing tired because I'm still. You know what I mean? Or I have so many ideas. I was talking about this the other day. I have so many ideas running through my head, but regardless of all the good ideas and all the good intentions I have, I don't act upon it. So it's like I'm literally just a thing, you know? Cool, you've got good thoughts and a good head on your shoulders, but like actions speak louder than words. You know what I mean? So it's like, tell yourself you're gonna do it, but then actually do it, okay? Basically, well, we right now, we obviously know that, like, who knows, though, I do think man created this. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to get into that. But anyway, whatever. You got to learn to be co-creators, okay? So, yeah, there's a creator, a source, whatever. We don't need to get into that right now. But don't let that be the only thing that controls you and dictates what you do. Because what if that source really isn't even what you think it is? Or there isn't even one to begin with, and what we think we know is all just a shabam, you know what I mean? So it's like, why not become co-creators where no, we're not having a God mindset, you know what I mean? Where, oh, I could do anything. No, but understanding that, like, yo, it takes 2 to tango. It's not just gonna take one creator and one person and just like, you do this, I'm waiting for you, no, I'm waiting for you. Like, let's see. And then a lot of the times people think that like becoming spiritual and like enlightened and all of this is gonna solve everything and whatnot, and like sitting in silence and just like waiting, pondering for some sort of epiphany to like burst your third eye to just like pop open and like you feel like you just shot yourself, you know what I mean? No. Like I said, when you sit still, no matter how spiritual you are, no matter how mellow you are, if you just sit there, nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna take some action. It's gonna take a little bit of motivation, determination, avoiding resistance. You know what I mean? You can't. If you want your third eye to open, whatever that means, go ahead and try, like, take action. Don't just sit there. Even if you sit there and read a book, it only takes so much. Like, your eyes skimming across something and taking in some information, that's literally just your brain decoding stuff and then turning it into a message, a meaning inside of your head. But then what good is that if it just stays in your head, you know? That's like you learning the truth and then you thinking that it's okay for you to not spread it. You know what I mean? It's like you don't spread something that's of value or importance. You're just as good as the guy who's either doing dirty or not doing anything at all. Cool, you know, cool, you have all these cool, like, remember I said, cool, you have cool ideas. Why am I saying that word so many times? But it's not going to mean anything if all of that in your head isn't being put out. Read a book on having your third eye being open, or read a book on how to be spiritual and be enlightened. I guarantee you it's not going to do anything. And the people who did read those books are like, you know, I had to go to Mount Machu Picchu and meet Mr. blah, 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 blah for him to rub myself. Oh my God. For him to rub myself to my third eye open. I didn't mean it like that. The universe will fulfill our need and supply us with the abundance, but only if we translate thoughts, dreams, and desires into energetic action. So like I said, this universe is already giving us all we need. Co-creators, you know, it's not about worshiping, idolizing, or none of that. It's about learning that we're all equal, we're all one, and we're all here to do and create the same thing. Peace, harmony, and love. What we're doing out here, it's not that. There is no substitute for work. No great thing was ever achieved without exertion. And there's even something that Thomas Edison said, that like literally all of his inventions, it was like 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. I have one part of me that like inspires me, but then all the rest of it is how hard I work to create and discover and anything like that. And then he talked about, well, okay, a lot of people get taken back when they either make mistakes, they fail, they don't follow through with all the goals that they wanted. Say you get it. You get what you need to do. You're like, all right, I've redone my garden. I've gone over and talked to myself about my feelings and desires. But yo, I'm still sitting here sad. I'm still sitting here looking for happiness. Like, I still need money. Like, you're just looking for all of this stuff to come to you. Well, what's it gonna take? You need to sit down and plan out exactly what you want to do. And I'm not just talking about, oh yeah, make a checklist. Oh, I need to go to the store. Oh, I need to get a job. Oh, I need to redo my bedroom. Oh, I need to travel the world. Oh, I need to figure out what the hell is going on. You need to literally, like I'm telling you, especially with big goals, you need to make every single plan. You need to visualize how you're gonna look, how you're gonna feel, other people that are going to be involved with this journey. You gotta see it before it happens. You know what I mean? And this isn't just, oh, law of attracting, manifesting. No, you make this stuff happen. It doesn't just pop up because you're positive and because you do good things on some weird karma thing, you know what I mean? So no. I think I forgot what I was talking about. This hasn't happened in a while. But anyway, people get discouraged that they fail. So you make out this whole plan, you visualized it all, okay? You're like, yo, I've done it. Everything to a T literally is visualized. Then they start going on their journey and something happens, all right? Say it wasn't even a part of their plan, but something happens, it completely offsets them, completely. And they're just like, okay, everything I just did was a total waste of my time. All of the thinking, the planning, the imagining, the visualizing, like that was a complete waste of time. I've gotten nowhere. Like, what was the point of all of that? You cannot get discouraged by setbacks. Like, you literally cannot. If you're going down on your journey of all of your goals and whatnot, and you happen to fail, you need to take notes of your fail for how you're then going to make progress. And then you have to take courage over everything that you did manage to accomplish already, okay? So yes, you can sit there and focus on the one thing that made you fail just a little bit, but a good quote, failing is not falling, it's falling and never getting back up. So who cares if you fall? Who cares? Be humble about it and don't even let something like that humiliate you. And if it does, learn from humiliation. Use that and transform it into a better emotion. You know what I mean? So anytime you fail while you're on your journey, even if you're taking action and taking initiative and you start to fail, dude, take notes. Take notes. Don't just shit on yourself and be like, dude, I can't do this. I'm nothing. It's not even worth my time to try. Take accountability for everything that you have done. Give yourself a pat on the back. Remember that one, it's okay to celebrate? I know I made a video about that. Like, it's okay. Eat the cookie. Take the cookie. You deserve it. You know what I mean? Then create a new list for next week. Like, isn't that the magic of every day we get to wake up? It's like you die, you die, and then you wake up. I know that was really extreme. But like, I'm just saying, it's like every day you can rest assured knowing that you have a brand new day ahead of you. You can create a new list regardless of what you failed at yesterday. You can take that, learn from it, and literally apply it to then the next day. Focus on yourself and never allow your actions to hinder the will or even the happiness of somebody else. So, cool, you're taking actions and you're taking initiative, but you can't do that with a sour attitude. You can't do that with ill intentions. You have to be just like humble and understand what you're doing. Understand what you're doing. Also, don't be blind. I know I did make that video one time a while ago that was like on how to be a seeker. That was like, don't know your journey. But that's in a different aspect. That's not if you have a goal and you're planning on it. There's so many other things that I want to talk about. So 2 things that hinder our applications of having any action. One is the paralysis of will. That's exactly what I was just talking about. And what I also like to talk about to other people because it's so true. And you know, it's what I mentioned. No matter what ideas, no matter what intentions, no matter the plans that you have, you just don't decide upon what you tell yourself you're going to do. And that's another thing that this book brings up is if you tell yourself you're going to do one thing but then you do another, that is the definition of spiritual deceit. That's not hurting somebody else. That's not hurting the universe. That's literally telling yourself, you are lying to yourself, saying that you're going to do, accomplish, or act upon something and then you just don't. That's messed up, yo. It's like you almost need to not make that agreement with yourself. I don't think there's anything worse than letting yourself down. Like, I think letting yourself down is worse than letting the universe down. You could still prove yourself. You could still take the action and the required course to fix things. You know what I mean? If you let yourself down, you live with that for a while. So don't allow paralysis of will to take over. And I'm going to explain some things that can help with eliminating and erasing that all so you don't even need to worry about it. So then number 2 is the consistent and frequent activity. filling and ignoring the inner emptiness of the soul with things that don't even matter. In today's society, we're on such this go mindset that we just have to be hyperactive all the freaking time. And if you are hyperactive, it confuses you and like manipulates you into believing that you're actually getting things done and you're progressing in a positive manner, when in reality, we don't need to be like that. We need sleep. We need rest. We don't need to be on go all the freaking time. You know what I mean? So if you are always just doing consistent, frequent activity, you got to just take a step, sit and relax. Like, we've got time. Time is of the essence. That doesn't matter. So how to fix the habit? Okay, so 1, accomplish activities that aren't essential parts of your day. Because, to be honest, a lot of the actions that we do are completely and utterly habit-based or solely for the expectations of others. We want to please somebody else, make somebody else proud. I can solely live by that. I remember everything I did before my dad passed away was for him. I wanted to make him happy. It was to meet his expectations. It didn't matter how I felt. If he was happy, that's all that matters. It doesn't work like that. If you have something that is completely habit-based, your free will in doing that, it's almost like it's dead. It's just you're going through the motions. You know that you have to do. You know you got to brush your teeth. You know you got to do this, do this, do this. If you want to break that habit of only going through the motion, you need to do things out of the ordinary. One day you just need to like stop what you're doing and go stand on top of a chair, okay? Like, stop what you're doing and just squat. You could be in the store. Like, you need to do something that is just not a part of your normal day, because that will strengthen your desire to just do what your will is telling you. Do whatever your gut is telling you to do. It will help. It will allow you to be more open-minded when new tasks or things come into this scenario where you're like, damn, no, I should just lay in bed. I don't want to do this. Because of the fact that you take time out of your day to simply do things out of the ordinary, it's almost like you're just tricking your mind to like be excited to try new things, you know? You've always just been in the motion. You're used to the same things. It's like you're stuck in survival mode. If you step out of that and you're like, yo, I always go to school and I write with my right hand. Let me try writing a couple words with my left hand. Like, you're you're exercising your ability to do what you want and not for the expectation of somebody else. Like, somebody will look over there and be like, yo, what are you doing? And it's like, I'm not making your expectations, am I? No, I'm not. I'm doing what I want. Free will, bitches. Hold a pencil a different way. Like, say you normally write like this for one day. Like, have some fun in your life, you know what I mean? Also, even something as little, this is what I've been trying to do. Like, read instead of watching YouTube videos, or you know what I mean? Go on a walk instead of like watching a TV episode. Just something little. Switch up your habits or even just your tasks, and I promise that will help. And then also act upon an idea as soon as it hits you. This is also something that I've been trying to work at. For example, something that I like to do is, say I'm asked to do something at work, but I know I still have 4 hours of my day left. Yes, in my mind I'm like, oh, I can just wait till do it because I'll only have 45 minutes left of work. And instead of me just sitting there waiting for the clock to tick and hit the time for me to leave, I'll be accomplishing a task, I'll be doing something, and it'll feel nice. No, Sarah, that's how you forget to get things done, and that's how things slip your mind. If you think of a task, if you're asked to do a task, anything, do it that second. Yes, it might suck, like, oh my god, I'm gonna get it done right away. Like, oh my god, I'm not gonna have anything to do later. Get the task done, because then, again, that itself will also strengthen your will to always, when an idea pops up into your mind, or even you know you have to do something, a bill comes in, you don't set it off till next week because you want to, or you know you're going to go do something Wednesday and you want that extra $80. Do it then and there. Take action right when you need to. And I promise you guys, a lot of the times we are anxious, stressed out, depressed, sad, it's because we haven't accomplished tasks that we need to do. We've set out tasks, we know what we have to do, but then we don't do it, and then we let it affect us. We let it cause anxiety, stress, pain, heartbreak, everything. When in reality, dude, if we literally would have just done what we were supposed to. So say you needed to just break it off with somebody, and you didn't. You waited too long. That thought that you should have done it, you should have done it. You know what I mean? Don't wait and then let it hurt you and learn why you should have done it. You know what I mean? Don't allow that to happen. Again, something so little. You need to do the dishes. Something in you tells you, yo, just do the dishes. But then that other voice, nah, I'll do it later. Act upon it the second it pops into your head. So now for hyperactivity, that was more so for paralysis of the will, of having good intentions and not really just knowing how to follow through. Those were a little bit of some examples that could help with that. Now if you're really hyperactive, and what's weird is you can be both. You can have paralysis of the will, but then still be hyperactive. Like say you have all these good intentions and good ideas to do things, but you don't do them. But then you still do a whole bunch of other things, but it's not necessarily things that you need to do, want to do, have to do. Like, you're still filling your time, but it's not with what you really should be. It's not with the good intentions and ideas, feelings, and desires that you have. So you're hyperactive while having paralysis of the will, and you're literally in a mind volcano. Like, you are just like waiting to explode. So if you have hyperactivity, you have to set aside at least 2 times a day a time where you can take yourself away from this materialistic world, close your eyes, and picture yourself somewhere else. And I know this sounds so stupid, but I promise you, if you have a brain injury, if you have mental issues, and you start getting overstimulated easily, this isn't just for being hyperactive. This is for anything. If you force yourself to close your eyes and take even 5 deep breaths, it helps. Maybe it won't help and cure everything, but it will calm you down. It'll just allow at least the body, the human body, remember life of a cell, it will allow your body to kind of recuperate and calm down for 2 seconds before your mind starts working yourself back up. Like, have you ever realized that you can completely calm yourself down, but then one thing triggers your head, something in your mind, and all hell breaks loose? You start sweating, you start peeing, like you just start doing things that your body you didn't even know that you could do without thinking about it. Take time to just step away from all the activity. Even if it's while you're at work and you go into the bathroom and just close your eyes, sit there, pretend you're somewhere else, visualize yourself in somewhere else, accept it, you're there, open your eyes, and go follow through with what you needed to do. This will also help develop individual initiative. That is thinking of an action and then doing it. You have individual initiative. You don't need to have somebody else telling you. You don't need to have somebody else persuading you. You don't have to be doing it to make somebody else happy. You have the individual initiative within yourself to make whatever happen, and it's because you use your feelings and desires to manifest your actions that you need to take. You figure out your whole plan, and then you follow through with those actions that you have thought of. You have individual initiative now. Like, I promise, it's not easy. It's going to take practice. Remember what we talked about? You can't just plant the seed and then 2 days later expect for a 500-pound tomato to grow. It might take a couple months, but you have to apply it. You got it. And it's not even finding a new habit to fall into. And then you become, addicted to the habit and you just start going through the motions again. It takes a lot of self-awareness to not let that happen again. Also, if you know how to control your feelings and desires, that won't happen. And here's another little quote I have. The measure of our growth is the manner in which we respond to challenges and difficulties. The specific nature of the event and incidences that try us are the second importance. How we respond to the events is the primary test to our maturity. If we sat here and we focused on the actual nature of the event, where it was, what took place, what was said, who was there, what feelings were brought up, and you are so clued in to just the materialist version of it, and you don't take a step back and figure out how you're going to respond, like we said, even if it's just in 2 seconds, you take that time to step back and visualize how you're going to handle the situation, the happy times, the hard times, like anything, it doesn't matter. You figure out a little plan in your head, and then you go for it. You go for it. It's how you respond to the event in itself. How you respond. It doesn't matter how Stacy responds. It doesn't even matter how Stacy feels. You can help Stacy get her head back up if you realize what's going on with yourself. You know what I mean? So if you take control over how you choose to respond, this even ties back to, I want to say, the seed video where I did that little story about the people walking in the forest. It's all about perception. It really is. And with the other video about feeling and desires, that is literally our stimulus to action. So if you haven't watched that video, please read that. Please watch it, because our actions, desires, and our feelings, that is what will dictate if we get up and we go and pursue the actions that we have planned. Only through your deeds can you live your dream. So say you have a dream. You got to take some action to live that dream, to then have all of the happiness brought out within you because you've fulfilled and you've done the action. So many people, like I said, are still waiting for these outside things to create things, to bring things. produce things like... The last thing is, if you generate a feeling of enthusiasm... I have the hiccups. Take a time to breathe. If you develop a feeling of enthusiasm for accomplishing your goals, like, you can't just accomplish a goal and be like, yeah, I did it. Like, cool. If you've gotten into the habit of having that emotion be the prime emotion when you accomplish something, I promise you, with enough practice and persistence, you can change that emotion to be happy. To be happy when you wake up. You have literally, remember, you took the time to allow the seeds of negativity to grow. Why are you so close-minded when it comes to planting new seeds, to waking up to a bright new attitude? You took the time to develop the negative one. Now let's literally just step back and take the time to develop a positive one, and I promise it will benefit us more than any book, any lecture, any guru, anything will. It's through life's experiences that we learn the most stuff. It's through taking action and then learning and having other things happen to us that we learn and we grow. How can you literally learn anything if you read all of your experiences? Like, you read all of the things you learn. You read everything you know. What value is that? Literally, you're just reciting everything else somebody else has already told you. But if you go out and you take action and you've actually lived it for yourself, you've taken the time to grow new seeds, you've taken the time to realize that your feelings and desires are off and that it's making your actions off, it's making you as a person off, you're avoiding resistance and you're starting to grow. I am the miracle working power in everything I desire to have done. Like, literally, you guys, you are. We are. There's nothing out there that's going to give us the power that we need. It's in us already. Just like the power that a flower has and inside itself is already, it's already there. We don't call it our own. That's their power. So why aren't we taking advantage of our own power? Everything around us, the sun has its own power. You know, everything has its own power. Why don't you take advantage of the power that you have within yourself? Like I said, we're literally co-creators of this little time we're spent here. Like, literally. I promise you guys, the power of action, it's a thing. Like, you can't also get bored doing what you're doing. So say you started YouTube, and get that enthusiasm back. Go find other tasks to accomplish, you know what I mean? Then you can come back and sit down and be like, yo, I need to talk to you guys about something. Because I promise you, it has been so long that I felt motivated to make a talking video, and it's mostly because I've been sitting here letting my one situation affect me. Either it be like negative comments or just weird views. Like, my mindset has not been right. It just hasn't. And I was like, yo, you're gonna take action to make this better? You're gonna, like, get up and start having a new routine to your day? Like, literally, my days are nothing in one of the same anymore. Like, I've never in my life had to be like, yo, I gotta stop so I can try and edit this before I go to work. You know what I mean? It's just so different. So yes, I'm telling you that this is something that I have read from a book. Like, I got a lot of these ideas and inspiration from a book, but I have taken individual initiative to actually test this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I read it and I tested it and I'm living it. I took action in my own life to actually live some of the stuff that I read. You know what I mean? And now I can come back and be like, yo, dude, I'm not just going to quote a book. I'm going to tell you, if you get up and you go do it, you go get that job, even if you don't want to. If you have a positive mindset, like I've said, it doesn't matter if you're flipping burgers or you're getting paid $1 million. You're doing what you love and what you desire, and your actions are going to speak through that. Do you know how many lives you're going to touch even if you're flipping burgers, but you have the biggest smile on your face? You create every burger with nothing but love. You hand deliver those burgers to your customers and you're like, yo, you know, I just wanted to let you know I made this with love. I want this to nourish you. I want this to give you energy for the day. It's going to vitalize you. You have a good day. And then you just walk back to the kitchen and everybody else is like, yo, what are you doing? And you're like, nothing. I wanted to give him his burger. Like, I wanted to do that. I did that. You know how many people you're gonna help as opposed to the person who just tosses the burger that they literally smacked together? Like, they smacked the thing together and then they threw it on a plate and gave it to you. You're like, bruh, I can taste what I'm eating. Like, I can taste your negative energy from your fingertips on my burger. Like, these sesame seeds are tainted goods. I promise you guys, sometimes it takes doing action, avoiding resistance. But anyway, I really hope this helped. I just have like my notebook that I have my notes in. I forgot my book at work, but it is The Power of a Seed. I wonder if I wrote down his name. No, I didn't write down his name. That's not even what the book is called. It is definitely not called The Power of a Seed. I'm sorry I said that. But anyway, I'm really going to try and edit this and get this up before I have to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a comment below talking about either how you're going to start planning what your goals are going to be, what actions you are going to set forth to get to your goals, or maybe you can even talk about how you've been allowing this material world to kind of like take control, and that, you know, you've kind of made the realization that, yo, I need to do this. I don't know, I just want to see where you guys' head's at, and I miss having more discussion in my comments and not just kind of like individual comments and people coming and going. I don't know. Let's start having fun, kids! Okay, I'm gonna go. Have a good day.